on this information. So I'm Lindsay Anderson, for those that don't know. Thanks, Emily. I'm Lindsay Anderson. I've been doing digital marketing and social media marketing. Hi, oh, wonderful. Love to see those comments. I've been doing digital marketing, social media marketing, funnels for service-based business owners for the last 20 years. Now, the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic and what makes me really unique is the fact that the number one thing keeping business owners awake is, how do I attract and convert more clients? If you don't have a way of attracting and converting those clients, that keeps you awake. You're away from recurring revenue. You're not able to keep your business afloat, and it can be really, really difficult. And so it's become my lifelong mission to really separate that, to get down to the down and dirty and what it really takes to get those clients online. I'm not here sharing with you how to make the latest thing go viral or anything like that. What I'm sharing with you today is really how to get those clients from social media. So I have a 4-part system that gets us away from just chasing likes, and instead is what we want to be doing is creating an audience out there on social media of right fit buyers. And then we want to be able to bring them in and get them to buy from us. Take that next step. I'll be outlining that for you today. Let me just grab one more thing here. I'm having a little tech glitch on my side. Give me a second here. Nice to see you. Hey, Scott. Nice to see you. 1 second here. And then we'll dive in today. I would love to know, while you're waiting for me, what is your favorite social media platform? What is your social media platform of choice? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Most people is not TikTok. Facebook definitely is really great for service-based business owners. Love to see that in the comments. Hi, everybody on social media. Nice to see everybody out there today. Facebook. So you're in the right room. This is very specific, okay? Well, who I help are coaches, consultants, experts, speakers, insurance agents, real estate agents, those individuals who are in a service-based business. This does not work so well if you're selling like t-shirts or some sort of e-commerce. This is for relationship heavy service-based business owners. So if you like to go to networking events and you like to go to speaking events and you like to meet people one-on-one, but you're just not getting enough of that in, that's exactly who this is for. And my strategies that I'll be teaching you on this masterclass work very specifically for Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. TikTok, it's great for producing a lot of views and drawing in an audience, but you'll see that most people out there on TikTok that are serious about creating those relationships will send people to Instagram. And a lot of that is it's just a different crowd. There's a younger crowd out there on TikTok, where your Instagram and LinkedIn, they're older, they're more professional. Facebook is very relational. And so because we're building relationships on social media, those are the 3 platforms that I really look at during this masterclass. YouTube, also a great option, but you're missing the ability to do like DMing and being able to create that one-on-one relationships. And so when we talk about not chasing likes, it really comes down to, how do I build more of those high quality relationships on social media? So nice to hear from everybody, and hi everybody on social as well. Tell me, I have a slide here. Tell me, how reliable is your social media for bringing in leads? Is it rock solid? You know exactly how many leads that you're going to get every day. You have like this awesome process that you're rocking out every day. Is it hit or miss? Sometimes you have a lot of clients coming in and a lot of inquiries, and others not so much. Or is it 3 crickets? You keep posting on social media, but it never really brings in any business. Give me a 1, 2, or 3 on that. Most people that I talk to are definitely in the 2 or 3 range. And the most painful part is, Bill, that's nice to see. The most painful part is on social media. If you're it takes a lot of effort, right, to be a content creator and to put a lot of effort into your content. Sometimes you create posts and you're like, this is the post that's going to bring in all the clients. And then you really like get crickets. It can be very, very frustrating. And that's what I want to solve for you today. So in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how to make social media your number one lead generator. But as I mentioned, okay, oh, that's good, Jen. Love to see that. Hey, Howard, nice to see you. Your lead gen options, and um, as I mentioned, I've been in digital marketing for a very long time, served hundreds of coaches, consultants, and experts just like you. And I want to boil down what your options are when it comes to lead generation in 2025. And these really honestly haven't even changed over the past decade. Okay. And so it'll continue to remain the same. But number one is do nothing. We don't want to be doing that on social media. We don't want to be doing that when it comes to lead gen, because that you'll get exactly what you put into that, which is nothing back. You can do SEO and organic reach, which right now is really changed because now you have the AI search results. And I have clients who were ranking really high on search engines, and now their traffic has dropped because now you have the little snippets at the top of Google. Or, and has anybody here, I would love to know, been told by a prospect, I found you on ChatGPT, or I found you on one of these LLMs. Now, these are great high quality leads, but in order to start ranking in anything like that, it takes a team, because you have to have like a lot of articles, and there's like 300 factors that will determine if who comes up first in those searches in those LLMs. So to do it alone can be very difficult, and it is quite a long process. The third is paid ads. How many of you have put money into paid ads hoping it would be the answer to your client acquisition problems, and then nothing? It's like throwing money into a fire. And we run lots of paid ads here in the agency. And the thing with paid ads is you always and only want to run paid ads after you have a proven funnel. And so after you've proven, hey, I know when I give this webinar and I say these things, then I can get 80% of those people on a call and I close 50% of them. When you have that down based on your other traffic, then and only then is when I recommend running paid ads. Otherwise, you're throwing money at these ad platforms, and it can be a real waste of money. A lot of people really want to skip ahead on that and go straight to ads, but that can be a really big mistake. And right now, ad costs are going up. Over 80% of the people who actually click on an ad of yours are bots. And so paid ads is a risky proposition for getting more coaching clients. Next is relationship and referrals based on who I have here in the room. We all love relationships and referrals, but this can be really frustrating, is waiting around for your clients to refer you, hoping that those relationships are going to pan out. How can you ever plan a business around relationships and referrals, which is really where we come down to social media. Social media is the best way to even start expanding those relationships and referrals, and how you can start making these high quality relationships out there on social media when you do it with intent, instead of just spraying a bunch of content out there, hoping and praying that people will come in. When you approach social media with intent, you can create high quality relationships and really fill up your client pipeline. So the number one mistake, we're going to be going over a lot of mistakes today. The number one mistake that business owners make with social media is they end up posting like an influencer and not like a business owner. And I would imagine for most people in this room, this is a breath of fresh air. You don't want to be most people, I should say. Maybe you do, okay? But most people don't want to be on social media posting about their personal life and posting their children and posting all of this personal stuff. And while that sort of thing, when you post your kids and you post your personal life and you post the latest about your divorce or your custody battle or the drama that's going on or the struggles and obstacles going on in your life, certainly that can bring in a lot of likes and views. But you have to turn around and ask yourself, are they the right likes and views? Are those the individuals that will actually turn around and buy from me? And so this is the lens that I would really like to shape for you today, which is posting like a business owner and not an influencer. You don't have to post all of those personal items in order to build a high value network on social media that will actually bring you clients coming in. Now, many of you probably already know this, but I know this based on a really awesome experience that I had last year. I had the opportunity to be on a reality show on Netflix. So Netflix called because of my social media. And they said, hey, Lindsay, we have a reality show that you'd be perfect on. Do you have a passport and can you leave in 3 weeks? And I'll do anything about 1.5 times. But what was most interesting and what's applicable for our discussion here is that when I was on that reality show, I was surrounded by people who were social media influencers. Okay. And these influencers, they had social media followings that far outnumbered mine. But in our private conversations in the house, come to find out, they were really struggling to monetize those huge audiences. Yes, they were getting hundreds of likes and many, many comments, but actually monetizing that, turning that into clients is where they were really struggling. Because when you put out there on social media, and I was just talking to a client this morning who just onboarded with us. He has an Instagram following of over 50,000 people. And his Instagram is he's looking for producers for his insurance agency. And he does a very good job of motivating on social media. So he's out there on social media and he's like, you can do it. And here's the mindset thing for today. And this is all the awesome stuff that you can accomplish in your life. And yet the thing that is missing is the real opportunities that he is offering these individuals on social media. So they see him as the rah guy, the guy that's getting everybody excited, and they're not booking any calls with him because they don't really know what he does. And so while his social media is really humming along, it's not producing his value as an authority. It's not showcasing what he does. And it's certainly not making a call to action to how to take that next step or even what that next step is. And so the plan is to, and we do this with our clients all the time. I just so happened to onboard a new client today facing this very exact struggle, is now we build several authority building videos. We make sure there's a call to action and we start posting more like a business owner instead of an influencer. If that makes sense, say yes in the comments. Hey, everybody out there. Nice to see you guys on social. So just remember this, and I have to remind my clients of this day in and day out, is likes don't pay the bills. Your social media should be a lead machine. You should be getting profile views, you should be getting DM conversations, and you should be having these high value relationships out there on social media. So there's a couple mistakes that people make when they post on social media. So the first is they post without a strategy. You throw spaghetti at the wall and just hope that something is going to work. The second mistake that business owners make on social media is you don't engage with those potential clients. You feel like that the content is going to be doing all of that heavy lifting for you when in reality, okay, it's not. Social media is far too many people are on social media. This is about building community and engaging with potential clients and engaging with the people who engage on your social media platform, and also you reaching out to them. The third is going to be no clear path to conversion. Yes, I like you, Lindsay. I've watched all of your videos on social media. They don't know what you do. They don't know what that next step is. And they're on to the next cat video or the next motivational video. So it is essential that you give them a clear path to conversion. And then finally, not tracking what works. Kind of looking at your social, continually throwing stuff out there and hoping that one day something will go viral. No, instead we want to be looking at those posts that actually attract those ideal clients and rinsing and reusing those as you move ahead. So that's where my social media sales machine comes in. When you follow these simple 4 steps, this is actually how you transform your social media to be a client getting machine. And so it is very simple. It is 4 simple steps. Attract. Of course, we want to be creating content that attracts that ideal client. We want to engage with our social media followers. There's real people behind all those social media platforms, okay? There's like real life people that you can connect with, just like in a real life event. Then we want to convert them, give them that next step, and then finally scale. Look at what's working and attract the rest. So when it comes to attract, this is the content piece. This is where most people really spend their time on social media. They feel like if I can just attract, if I can just put out the right content, then I can kind of sit back and hide behind my marketing. That's what I call it. Hide behind my marketing, and people will just start reaching out to me. And certainly content is part of the social media game, but it's only one piece. But let's look closely at the biggest mistake that business owners make when it comes to content, and that is you have no strategy. You keep just throwing stuff out there and hoping that it will work. So let's fix that for us today, okay? By looking at the who, what, and where of social media. When you have these dialed in and dialed down, then you can really start building that community on social media and start generating more clients. And so when we talk about who, my favorite way to put this, and I know everybody has been through 100 niching webinars and masterclasses, and you have the demographics lined out on your social, like this is who my ideal customer is, and then it gathers digital dust out there in your Google Drive. And this is really important because people make a lot of mistakes when it comes to who am I speaking to on social media, because you're on Facebook, you have people you graduated high school with, you got your mom and her friends, you have all of these different kinds of people. You have the people who always engage with you, but then you have your ideal client who maybe sometimes doesn't engage. And so you get on social media and you make a very vague video because you don't have laser focus about who you're talking to. And so the easiest way to really resolve this that we have found in our agency is called the One True Client method. So I've boiled down every niching webinar that you've ever taken into one simple strategy. And that is simply to take somebody who you have really honestly worked with in your business, somebody who had results that you were offering, somebody who paid you what you wanted to be paid, somebody who, if you could make cookie cutter versions of this individual, your business would be amazing. And all you need to do is write their name on a Post-it note. Now, I say this because for some reason, I've been doing this, as I mentioned, for 20 years. For some reason, you will always forget. Okay, you will always turn on that camera and think you remember your ideal client and actually forget to put yourselves in their shoes. What are they feeling? What are they experiencing? What would they think of this video? If I sold them a $5,000 program and I suddenly get on and sell a $97 program, what is Barbara going to think? And when we can start empathizing with our one true client and put ourselves in their shoes and see our social media from their point of view every single time, it will transform your social media and really become I like to say fishing for fish is a lot like fishing for clients on social media. It'll become a way to attract more of those ideal clients because it is the devil's in the details on this. Right? And it's the words you use, how you come across. So if you're talking to a client who maybe can't afford you or somebody who just comments on all of your social and you end up talking to them when you turn on the camera, that's who you'll attract more of. But if you center yourself before you get on social media and you're like, Barbara is my ideal client. She is a Fortune 500 executive. These are the kind of things she wants to hear. The words and the way that you say those words will come out stronger on social media. The topics you talk about will be more pointed to her instead of people that aren't necessarily a right fit for your company. So my biggest takeaway on the who is dial into that one true client of yours and put it on a Post-it note, because take my word for it, you will definitely forget. Everybody forgets. Now, when it comes to service-based businesses, this is a client, and remember, you don't need a ton, we don't need 300,000 followers on our social media in order to have an abundant consulting and coaching and service-based business. We can get all of this with one post. So when you strategically approach with one post, looking at your ideal client, it can easily lead to one DM and one client and a $25,000 sale. So try to narrow it down and remember, it's about quality, not quantity when it comes to social media. Now, my client where this happened, she was a fitness consultant for entrepreneurs. And so she would get them on Zoom for 30 minutes a day. Her strategies worked. She's always talking to entrepreneurs because she knows they're busy and that they want results. She makes a high quality Facebook post, gets a DM from an entrepreneur because that entrepreneur is watching her and she's always talking to that entrepreneur. And then that entrepreneur actually referred to other people. So from one Facebook post, she ends up getting 3 clients. And that's kind of the lens that you want to be viewing all of this through, and how important it is to really dial in to that ideal client. Now, I have bad news for you on this next slide, okay? And that's the what. What am I supposed to be posting on social media? There's a lot of different formats, and I could cover that in, a whole masterclass on its own about the exact words and topics. Of course, you need to be talking to your ideal client, what their problems are, really approaching life about what they want to know, as well as showcasing your authority. But my biggest piece of advice going into 2020, I guess we're at the end of 2025, is you really need consistent video. If you're not posting consistent video, then people aren't getting to know you. They're not they're not getting that feeling of you. And when you do video correctly, it will do so much selling for you. And so getting out of your comfort zone and doing those videos, because it builds instant trust, it keeps you top of mind, and it really helps convert those viewers into buyers. Now, I'm curious in the comments, give me one word. How do you guys feel about video? Turning on your camera, creating a talking head video, and posting that on social media. I know that a lot of people that I work with really struggle with this because you're putting yourself out there. It's like there's a big spotlight on you. And my biggest piece of advice is it's all about the reps. And it gets easier the more you do it. We have a really awesome way. Yeah, not your favorite. Yeah. We have a really great way of helping people in our agency do that, where we send you the talking points, we'll record you for an hour a month, and then I set you up with those talking points and actually help you know what to say on video. You come across really well on video, and then we split that up and post those for you. So we really help you overcome these kind of objections to video. But no ifs, ands, or buts, and LinkedIn is getting more and more like this every single day, is consistent video is key for building that trust on social media. So the what is certainly talking head videos. The where, and this is another influencer versus business owner mindset. You feel like you have to be everywhere. So you spend 10 minutes on Instagram and 10 minutes on Facebook and 10 minutes on TikTok, where you will get the most bang for your buck. And I know Howard knows this, is if you spend time on one platform, cultivating relationships on that one platform. So pick one platform where your ideal client is hanging out and really just spend all of your time on one platform. Sure, put your content out somewhere else if you want, and it's easy enough with all of the posting software that's available today. But in terms of your focus, where you're spending your time engaging, pick one and only one platform. It will pay off in the long run. So that's step one, attract. We got to do video. We always got to be talking to our ideal client. Now, let's talk about the engagement step. Okay, a lot of business owners struggle with engagement on social media. This is actually, the number one mistake you already know is you post and ghost and you wonder why you get no leads. And because social media is social. And so it's really important to spend time out there on social media, making relationships and engaging with intent and strategy. So I call this virtual networking. I'm going to go through this slide here and, time block your time for 30 minutes a day. And the most important part of this, is don't wait for people to come to you. I'll give you what I tell my paid coaching clients and done for you clients all the time. I give them the 25-50-5 method. Go ahead and write that down. And what that means is I am virtually networking for about a half an hour a day on my chosen social media platform. And I do 25, 50, 5. So this means I'm connecting with 25 of my ideal clients a day. So that means if I'm on Facebook, maybe I'm in a Facebook group surrounded by my ideal clients, or Facebook is offering me, hey, you know, 5 of these people, you guys have 5 of these people in common. You should get to know all these other people. The social media platforms actually want you to do this. That's why they're offering these people to you. And so the fastest and quickest and best way to build this ecosystem of yours is to add people to your ecosystem. And so hit add friend, hit connection request 25 times a day. Then when those connection requests are accepted, then we're going to get into a little bit of virtual networking. And this is stepping out of your comfort zone and actually starting a conversation with these people. So what does that look like? On Facebook, I always say, hey, so great you reached out, or so great that we connected. It looks like we have a couple of people in common. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you do? Or I go look at their profile and I ask them a question. On LinkedIn, when a connection request is accepted, and I do a lot of connection requests here in Portland, Oregon, you always want to end with a question. So one of my favorite questions that I ask on LinkedIn is, hey, so great to connect with you here on LinkedIn. Do you attend any networking events around? This opens up the conversation so that you can start having a conversation back and forth. Because the difference between people viewing you as somebody who just wants to sell them something and actually doing the relationship building that will bring you more clients is starting this conversation and ending with a question. Don't go in for the hard pitch. Don't do anything. Just ask yourself, step back and be like, if I met this person at a networking event, and I know you guys all go to networking events, what would I say to them? And really bring yourself into that networking mentality when you're on social media, and you can start building really great relationships. So 25 connection requests goes out. Then on your feed for your ideal clients, they're probably posting on social media. You're going to make 50 comments. You're going to get the algorithm going. You're going to get on people's radar by making 50 comments on social media. This isn't hard. This is as you scroll through, this becomes your $1 million Rolodex. Your ability to connect with all of these people, social media is serving it to you. Remember, the DMs and the feed, they are very much connected. Okay. Social media, if I DM somebody, almost immediately I'll see their latest post on my feed. They are very much connected. So if you're doing the DMing and then you're looking at your feed, it's just another way of having that touch point with those individuals. And then 5 DMs. We already talked about that. So 25 reach outs, 50 interactions on the feed, and then 5 DMs is really how you're going to be able to start engaging and building this algorithm and building this community of high quality individuals. So write that down, 25, 50, 5. Now, here's an interesting story. We help a lot of speakers. Speakers really struggle with, I go and get on stage and people love me, and I'm sure my inbox is going to be flooded with inquiries about how to work with me, but then they get crickets. And my recommendation for that, if you're a speaker, do I have any speakers in the room? I think I do. Is you're going to speak at events, or you're going to go to networking events even, okay? And you're going to bring the offline online. So we had a client, he's a speaker, and he was really struggling to turn any engagements into real business. He was speaking all over the place, but it wasn't ever converting. So we started posting high authority talking head videos for him. And he started doing his 25-55. And after he had 30 comments from decision makers, 12 inbound speaking inquiries, because they actually knew based on the authority content that we were creating for him that he was a speaker. He was looking for more speaking events. And he ended up with $40,000 in booked engagements. And this is how powerful approaching social media from this is a relationship builder. You can reach out to anybody on social media. Again, like that's how I got on Netflix, is building relationships on social media. Now, if this is making sense, say yes in the comments. I see you guys on social media too. Nice to see you guys as well. Okay, let's talk about convert. This is my favorite part and the most, and the part where your ears have really got to perk up here. Okay, is you feel like the videos and the content you post on social media is going to do all of the heavy lifting when it comes to conversions, but it won't if you don't give a clear next step. And so I call this next step marketing. And the easiest way to do this, I'm giving you all my hints today in this masterclass, is to do one word marketing. And you tell them exactly what you want them to do in that post. DM or comment the word scale, and I'll send you over access to whatever that next step is. This means that people don't have to think about, well, should I DM her? And like, what should I say? This allows you to get those warm individuals that are ready to take that next step into a conversation with you. So this is a really great example. Want to scale your medical practice without the overwhelm? I've got a free resource that breaks down my exact strategy. DM me the word scale and I'll send you over access. See how I'm giving them that next step. This is a huge hint and a huge tip for you that can really transform your social media. Now, what is that free resource? Okay. There's 100 free resources. You can do PDFs, you can do books, you can do videos, you can do all of those. You can do a free consult call. And of course, those have mediocre results unless you're super dialed in. My very favorite resource to give individuals is what I call an invite-only event. It is a high converting masterclass. And it is not one of these big challenges where you have to have 300 people and you're teaching for 5 days and you're doing all this crazy stuff to actually build this. These are very intimate. It is a Zoom session, very similar to the one that we're on right now. All of those social media followers that have been commenting, that you've been DMing with, that you've been connecting with. You host an invite-only event, a high-converting masterclass, and you simply reach out and invite them. You say, hey, I'm hosting a free masterclass called this. Thought you might be interested. If you'd like a free seat or a free ticket, let me know and I'll send you over a link. We're not link dropping. We're not doing anything. We're not spamming anybody. But if we've been doing our 25-55 and we've been connecting with 25 people on social media, we have plenty of people to invite to an invite-only event. The beautiful part, okay, and what I'm proposing that you do, and this is the real crux of turning those followers into real clients, is you host this masterclass. It's live with you on Zoom, and it's very intimate. You really only want about 20 people invited. 10 to 15 people will actually come. It becomes a very connected experience. It's really interesting that these high converting masterclasses in a situation like we're in right now, very intimate, it's not big, convert better than those launches that have 300 or 400 people that come to them. It is the intimacy that actually builds that trust and allows you to come across to your ideal buyer as trustworthy, that you understand their problems, and these actually convert better than those bigger launches. The beautiful part is you only need a few people because you want it intimate. You want to be like, hey, I just invited you. If you want to come to this masterclass, let me know. And they don't feel like they're a cog in this wheel of your marketing. And the final beautiful part about this masterclass that I recommend every single person here runs, like you run this every single month, you invite all those social media followers, you show up, you give value, you talk to their problems, and at the end, you don't give some cheesy sales pitch with a slide deck about get this video and sign up for my program and it's $5,000. You don't do that, but you simply invite them to the next step. You say, hey, for those of you that this really resonated with, that want to take XYZ to the next level and want to apply the principles that I mentioned in this masterclass to you specifically, hop on a call with me and let's dive into that for you. This essentially allows the invite-only event to act as a group sales call, getting, again, those high-quality buyers to take that next step with you. So if you Yeah, I'm glad you guys resonate with this. If you are struggling to get, if you have a big audience on social media, I know some of you here do, and you're struggling to turn those followers into buyers, I'm telling you right now, host what I call an invite only event. Host a masterclass, treat it like a group sales call, and invite them to get on a call with you. So, invite only event. That's what we call it over here. A client of mine, he was posting and praying constantly, hoping that eventually his content would stick. He started giving an invite only event. He gives it every other week. Still to this day, he will have 20 people at his webinar every other week. This created a very simple and repeatable sales system for him, and he ended up with 50K in full pay clients, all from his social media following. So again, you need that conversion point. Very, very essential. So let's hop into the last step here of the social media sales machine, which is scale. How do we scale? The number one mistake business owners make with tracking is they don't. And I know like this can be like a little heavy, okay? Like tracking, most of you are like creatives and you want to be out there teaching and doing all those sort of things. And you can give this tracking to a VA. You can certainly have other people do this for you, but tracking everything in your business. So this is who I reached out to, what conversations I'm having, how many profile views I had, what social media posts are performing best, and you have a spreadsheet where you're actually tracking these numbers. Then when you go into your business, you're actually able to see what works instead of being more emotional about it. So we can wake up one morning and maybe we didn't have the best sales day yesterday. Then we're like, oh, the sky is burning, nothing is working. And we make a gut approach from like a gut instinct reaction from that. Where if you have hardcore high quality numbers, it allows you to not make those emotional decisions in your business. You can actually look at the numbers and make the decisions for your business that matter and continue scaling what works and tweaking those things that don't. There will certainly be things that don't work. And so to go and modify those, tracking those numbers are certainly the key to understanding what is and what isn't working. So for example, when giving an invite only event, this is what we share with our done for you clients. Okay. We track 5 major metrics: how many invites were sent, how many people RSVP'd, how many people actually came to the Zoom room, how many people got on a call, and how many people converted. So we have a spreadsheet, and for all of the events that we give, we track those 5 metrics. And then when I go in and we look at those metrics and we start analyzing, we can get some really great information from it. So for example, if not enough people came to the Zoom room, that tells us we didn't make enough invites. If people came to the Zoom room, but nobody got on a sales call, that tells us my offer at the end, my invitation to get on a call, was not as strong as it could be. And so these are the kind of decisions that you can start making when you start tracking the data instead of just hoping and praying that putting out social media content is going to magically start bringing you clients. So let's review the social media sales machine one more time. Okay. Attract high quality content to your one true client, always having them on a post-it note and remembering who they are on one social media platform that you're really focused on. Okay. Video. The second is going to be engaged. You're doing 25, 55 out there, 25 friend requests, 50 comments on the feed, and 5 DMs. Do not ignore the DMs. The third is convert. We're going to host a high converting masterclass. We're going to invite all of those people who have engaged with us on social media to our masterclass, that then they can experience you, understand that you know their problems, and you can invite them to the next step. And then finally, scale. We're going to look at what's working, and we're going to look at the data and the numbers and tweak what's not working, but capitalize on what is working. And that's all by tracking. And again, start tracking those 5 numbers that I just gave you when you host your high converting masterclass. So a 50K Facebook post from our client. He was talking to the wrong customer before he came to us. He was not doing next step marketing. This is again a reminder, you don't need 300,000 followers on social media in order to get high quality leads from social. This is quality versus quantity. This client of ours DM me brand to fix it. One DM, one deal, and he sold a 50K project. So keep it in perspective when you go into social media with intent and you know who you're targeting, you're engaging with those right people, you are creating a conversion point, and you are scaling what is working. That is how you bring in high quality service-based business owners for your business. Now, when I was on Netflix, okay, I won't leave you hanging here. So I was on Netflix. There was 13 of us. The premise of the show was 13 strangers from all walks of life. There was $250,000 up for grabs. We could either split the money evenly or vote each other out and take home more for themselves. So the spoiler alert for those that didn't see the show or don't know the story is I did not end up taking home the money. I ended up being voted out in the second to last episode. The last two episodes I was in were actually named after me, so I take that as a real win. But while I didn't walk away with the money from that show, what I did walk away with was all of the visibility that came from Netflix. And because of what I do, and because I understood that visibility and getting those likes and those comments, sure, that is one piece of the equation. But because I knew how to take that visibility and actually engage with the people that were coming in and convert those people that were coming in, I actually ended up being able to utilize what was on that show for far more than me ever taking home that 250,000. So knowing what to do with those likes, with those visibility pieces is essential. And I also wanted to make sure that you guys were not left hanging with what happened on that masterclass or on that show. Now, the number one mistake that business owners will make after this masterclass is that you'll be like, Lindsay, this was awesome. You're right. I'm going to do this. And you end up doing nothing. You end up going back, doing what you always have done, and nothing ever changes. And as we approach quarter four, I don't want that for you. And so does anybody here like gifts? Say yes if you like gifts. We're going to offer everybody here because you showed up to this masterclass. Here we are. Because I don't want you doing nothing at the end of this masterclass. I want to be able to apply what I've taught you in this masterclass to your service-based business. I've been doing this for 20 years. One call with me will open up exactly the next steps that you should be taking on social media. So I want to offer everybody here an ability to get on a strategy call with me. So all you need to do is head over to lindsaya.com/book-now. And this just isn't any call. This is going to be very valuable as we go into the fourth quarter. Right now is the perfect time to really start getting serious about social media because we're hitting quarter four. People are now done with their spring, their summer breaks. Kids are back to school. People are making buying decisions. Get on this call with me so we can outline who your ideal client is. Make sure that you're super clear on that. We'll look at your social media, what is currently working for you and what is not working for you and what needs to be tweaked there. We will look at your conversion event, talk about what your invite-only event should be called, how you're going to host it, who you're going to invite, so you can start bringing in these calls right now in quarter four. You want to act now. Again, go to lindsaya.com/book-now. It's the perfect time to hop on a call with me and get clarity around what you're doing on social media. Because the second we start getting into the end of October and into November, there's big question marks, and the rest of the year can be very hard to get people's attention. So that's why I'm really excited to offer this call right now, lindsaya.com/book-now. Hop on a call with me. Once those calendar appointments are gone, they're gone. but I would love to personally talk with you about your social media and conversion strategy and how we can actually start turning all of those likes into real customers that will fill your business. All you need to do is head over to lindsayaa.com/book-now. Thank you so much for joining me for this masterclass. Love seeing everybody here. Make sure that you hop on that call. Would love to see you there. And thank you so much for joining me today. We will see you next time.